Hello, folks. These are the contestant entries. I said we are going to pick a top 10, but since there are three judges and we based on four criteria, 1 out of 10, there ended up being 12 finalists because the final three all had the same score. I guess I should have anticipated that, but that just means that there will be 12 contest entries for the drawing here in a little bit. And I'd like to go through them. And they're not rated in any particular order as far as, you know, the highest rated versus lowest rated. They're all randomly numbered. And let's take a look at the final. There were 58 entries total. And like I said, there were three of us judging, and one of them used to teach art. And another one is an actual artist. And then myself, I based it upon objective criteria of composition, drama. Um, it's how unique it was, and the level at which the entire composition is arranged, as far as what was meant to be communicated by 50% or more, roughly, of image blur. This is a waterfront scene. I think it's gorgeous. It's a beautiful silver print. The drama of the sky and the skyline, the symmetry of the photograph is excellent. I appreciate all of those who entered, and like I said, to follow the contest rules, I had to pick the top 10 winners that were rated out of three of us that judged the 58 people that entered, but I couldn't drop the final two, obviously, so I had to include them since the final three had the same score. This one from Tim, I believe is his name. And it's a gorgeous silver, black, and white shot. Absolutely lovely. Let's move on to number 2 here. Um, I thought this was incredibly dramatic. It evokes a lot of emotion, and actually the color, the symmetry, um, the blur is beautiful. It's sharp, the color. I love the fact that it wasn't color corrected for the lighting on the subway. I think it's a subway. I could be wrong. It could be outdoors, but a wonderful shot. The three of us all agreed that this made the top 10. But like I said, there were 12 total that had to be included. So this shot stands on its own, obviously so, and I think you all know why. So excellent. Let's move on to image number 3. Now this is a very funny shot, very dramatic, masterfully executed, funny, interesting, catches your eye. It fits a lot of criteria. It's very neat. Awesome shot. Let's move on to number 4. Yeah, this is John's shot. I thought this was extremely gorgeous. I absolutely uh, love the symmetry of this shot and the color, and then you have the person actually leaning back against the fence, looking on. That's completely covered in shadow. I don't need to see any detail by the person right here. The action and the drama and the symmetry and the color of this shot is unmatched. It's exquisite. I absolutely love it. Um, this really belies the notion that all images have to be in focus, because there's really nothing in focus. Well, there is the gate that's in focus, but it's totally blacked out. I mean, there's no detail left in anything on what is in focus. So exquisite shot. I absolutely love this one. Congrats, John. Um, this one was Martine. I think it's from Denmark. There were more than a few bicycle slash motorcycle entries. Um, Compositionally, it's beautiful. It's a silver print. The onlookers, or I don't know what they're doing. They're waiting for something or whatnot, but their blurred faces combined with the woman looking directly ahead while they're looking directly into the camera. Although you can barely make them out, to make this an exquisite shot. I mean, absolutely masterful. There's nothing to pick apart about this shot. It's emotional, it's beautiful, and it's a shot worthy of hanging on the wall, just as are the rest of these shots. So Congratulations on that one. This one, let me fit it in here since it's a vertical. This one was very intriguing. Nothing is in focus on this. There is a good bit of a blur, obviously. Exquisite shot. It's emotional. It's a silver print. It could be sunrise or sunset behind. This one stands on its own. It's a beautiful shot. Everything is perfectly centered, which is not always the case that something works out perfectly like that. There's nothing to fault this image for. Nothing's in focus and everything is blurred. It's a beautiful silver print. It's a wonderful art piece. Kudos on this shot. I think this one's from Nick. A couple of these shots don't have names attached, so forgive me if I don't get a name on a couple of them because the names were not attached to these finalists. So kudos. Wonderful shot. And let's move on to number 7. This one is from Ricardo from Portugal, I believe. Brilliant shot, exquisite lighting, divine, sublime, exquisite dynamic range. The blur, it's a lovely shot, absolutely exquisite. The monolithic rock at the edge of the ocean breakers. I assume this is, I don't know, it could be like a 10-second exposure. I'm only guessing, depends on what his ISO was. The dynamic range and the clouds, it's absolutely exquisite. Lovely. Anybody would love a beautiful large print of this hanging on their wall. So wonderful, Ricardo. Awesome shot. Okay, let's move on to number 8. This one I thought was, I think, forgive me if I think it's from Serbia. Is pronounced his name wrong. Shardan. I probably mispronounced that. This is really thinking outside of the box. I'm assuming he's actually sitting on some sort of merry-go-round object and he's spinning himself around. I mean, it could be like a carousel or it could even be a chair. And I assume that's his wife or his girlfriend. This is really thinking outside of the box. It's emotional. It's very unique. Most people don't think like this. It's like the world is spinning around him, and the only thing he's got his eyes focused on is his beautiful wife or girlfriend. I don't know which. And I absolutely, I mean, I love all these shots, but this one I particularly like because it was so far out of the box and such unique, exquisite thinking. It's a beautiful shot. So this is one of my personal favorites, but that's purely subjective. I mean, they're all exquisite shots. They really are. But this was definitely one of my favorites. So awesome. 8. Let's move on to 9. If I could find 9 here. Okay. Here we go. This is from Russell. He's in Georgia, I believe. Exquisite shots, perfect composition, perfect dynamic range, lighting. Beautiful car, of course. Let me zoom in a little bit better here. Excellent shot. Perfectly in focus car, road blur. Everything's exquisite about this. Really great. Really, really great shot. I believe that's a Honda, a very heavily souped up Honda. Lovely shot, Russell. Awesome. And let's go on to number 10. This is from Doug. And this is a hummingbird shot. How it's framed and how the juxtaposition of these lines of the blur are framed against the flapping arms of the hummingbird. And just the compositional beauty of this and the lighting. It's exquisite off the iridescent green back of the hummingbird. Hummingbirds are hard enough to catch, but to actually catch an artful shot of a hummingbird like this captures the drama of the action of the movements of the hummingbird, the background, the body movement, which of course you can't pose the bird for, so this might have been obviously a continuous high shot of a hummingbird in motion, and this was the best out of X number of shots that were taken, but it's absolutely exquisite. Lovely shot, Doug. This is Doug in Florida, I believe. And the last 2, I said these are in no particular order as far as score. So Ram Kumar, there are a lot of bicycle/motorcyclist entries. The color, the blur, the composition of this one, it's lovely. It's really an excellent shot. You would actually think this would be an inside ad for Specialized bicycles found inside their catalog. It's absolutely an exquisite shot. Love it. And let's go on to our final shot here. Yeah, this is Franklin, and this is taken at Warner Robins, I believe. I absolutely love the blur of the airplane. The airplane actually sets itself apart from the background, and the action of the shot and the pilot's perfectly in focus. Everything about this is beautiful. You'd think that some airport would actually have this framed hanging on the wall. It's an exquisite shot, and I love the beautiful bright bumblebee yellow airplane. And, the composition and the blur, the action, the motion, the composition, the dynamic range, all of it is absolutely exquisite. Exquisite shots. All of these are. Thank you all for entering. I said I had 58 entries, I believe. 58, yeah. And the three of us judging it. And we have the drawing here in just a little bit. And there's going to be a winner that I'm going to send the monopod to. And thank you all for entering. I really appreciate it. There were a lot of really great entries. And I appreciate the time, and I'm glad I could give something away to a winner on the drawing I'm going to do here in a second. And thank you so much. Appreciate it.